Welcoming all of you. I am glad to meet you on the occasion of International Women's Day, 8th March 2020. Women and gender issues are heart-burning or thrust area of research, mainly focusing on United Nations and other international organizations, international NGOs. They are focusing on gender division of labor. Today I am going to explain about the gender division of labor, how male and female they are accommodating their job, how the male dominance disturb a female or women. So how the social institutions and the legal institutions is going to support or make them both are equal. So now I am going to start. The gender division of labor. Gender division of labor or sexual division of labor is the delegation of different tasks between males and females. The gender division of labor refers to the allocation of different jobs or types of jobs to women and men. In feminist economics, institutional rules, norms, and practices that govern the allocation of tasks between women and men or girls and boys also constitute the gender division of labor. Gender division of labor between women and men and the distinction commonly drawn between domestic work and paid work. Domestic work performed directly in the service of families, including household work and child care, is often unacknowledged because of cultural assumption that wife or mother should do it in the privacy of the home. Moreover, all the tasks are unpaid and no monetary value for women. Paid work, on the other hand, is much more public and historically associated with men. The most prevalent form is the division of paid and unpaid work between women and men in the private and public life. Holding a job and earning a salary has been considered to be a husband's traditional family obligation, whereas tending to home and children traditionally has been considered as a wife's primary obligation, even if she also works outside of the home. In all the societies, men and women play different roles, have different needs, and face different constraints. Gender roles differ from the biological roles of men and women, although they may overlap in some other occasions in the societies. Gender roles are socially constructed, learned, and dynamic. They demarcate responsibility between men and women in social and economic activities, access to resources, and decision-making authority. Society assigns different roles to men and women. These gender differentiated roles are moreover shaped by ideological, historical, and religious, and ethnic, economic, and cultural determinants. These roles may show similarities and differences between societies within a country or between countries. Yet, different roles can generally be categorized into three: productive role, reproductive role, and community role or community management. What is productive role? The work done to obtain in cash or kind includes marketable goods that have exchange value and consumable goods
at home which have use value. Both women and men undertake this role. Yet, the role is mainly considered to be men's role, and even if women undertake, the role is mostly unrecognized. Example, wage workers, farming activity. So men works are paid, women works are unpaid. That is the difference. So productive role, it is depends upon the nature of work at home, the type of workforce in the outside of the home. Male is considered to be a paid laborers. Women are unpaid laborers in the household activities. That is the difference in the productive role. Reproductive role. There are 3 levels at which the term is used. These are biological reproduction, labor reproduction, and social reproduction. Biological reproduction comprises childbirth and lactation, while labor reproduction involves the daily regeneration of the labor force through cooking, cleaning, washing, and nursing, and so on. Social reproduction, on the other hand, is an all-embracing category, that is maintenance of ideological conditions which reproduce class relations and uphold the social and economic status quo. In most societies, reproductive role mostly tend to fall upon the shoulders of women, since they work to transform goods and services for household use and welfare. Women remain outside the domain of public life and politics. Moreover, if one looks at the condition, how they are performing their task, energy and time requirements as well as valuation, it is tedious and non-remunerative. Community management or community role, these are the activities undertaken at local community level, and these include voluntary unpaid or paid work undertaken in free and volunteer time. It is important for the spiritual and cultural development of communities and as a vehicle for community organization and self-determination. It is the role of both women and men. Nevertheless, in most cases, men's participation is paid in cash or kind, status, and leading position. For example, wedding ceremony, funeral ceremony, security services. So, men participation is paid. Women participation, it is a nature of work, is unpaid. Mostly, the triple role of women is not recognized. Productive role or productive work is considered as a work, while reproductive and community activities are not. These two are seen as natural and non-productive. They are not valued as well. This has a negative consequence. Majority of the work done by women become invisible and has a contribution for not being understanding the needs of the women, which arises from their different role that they play in the society. According to conventional feminism, the gender division of labor in many societies is unequal or favors men over women. Women are made responsible for repetitive, time-consuming, and not economically rewarding activities of maintaining the labor force. Such activities tie up with women in the household, while men predominate in the public sphere, performing activities that are rewarding. This is not to argue that there is no difference in physical strength between men and women. Rather, natural difference between men and women cannot be the justification for the gender division of labor.